Hello YouTube, once again. This is a review for the sequel to Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. And the sequel is called Hollow City. And as I mentioned in the first video for the other book, I was like, this book I really dig, it's really awesome. Lots of twists and turns, and I like the fantasy aspect of it, and it's really cool, and the sequel does not disappoint. It is really good. I really enjoyed the sequel because, like, I remember in the first book I said that the beginning of the book started a little slow, but that's kind of okay because it was, building momentum to when the peculiar children, came about and Jacob meeting them and going to Wales and all that. But this book, right from the beginning, it starts with like lots of action and suspense and really good. And the whole book, pretty much, I was just like, I want more, I want more, I want more. It's just, I really liked it. Really cool book, and it's just, the thing I love about this book too, which I might have said before, is that it keeps me on my toes, because with other books I'd sometimes be able to be like, oh, like I think this is gonna happen, or I think this is gonna happen. With this book, not so much. It's original, and that's good, obviously. But the only thing I was able to predict in the other book was about, a Jacob-Emma type romance blossoming, and their romance continues in this book. I mean, it's not, it's part of the book, but obviously it's not the main important thing, because, they have a lot of stuff going on with dealing with all the hollows and wicks. Can't pronounce the other enemies' names, but if you read the first book, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's basically the advanced hollows that are like people, but they have the white eyes and blah, 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 blah. But anyway, so it's really good, and they do some little time traveling, basically going into the different loops and meeting different peculiar people. Even meet peculiar animals. Who knew there was peculiar animals? So that's a cool idea. Of course, the author, Ransom Riggs, sticks with the concept of, the putting in pictures in the book and, revolving around the story around the pictures, or he basically makes sure, like, the pictures could fit within the book. Like, he does it both ways. He continues to do it that way. But it's really cool. There's a big twist at the end, which not at the end, but right near the end, and it's just like, what? that big twist is gonna change up the events for sure, because with the way the story was going for most of it, it was like, okay, when this happens, then, things will start to get, calm down a bit. But then when the twist happens, it's like, oh, they're still in a very bad situation, these kids. And as I read the book, like, I really do pretty much appreciate each of the peculiar kids for their own unique personality. And, some of them may be more annoying than others. I think you know who I'm talking about if you read the first book and, read the second book too. But I like them all. Like, there's no character that I'm just like, oh, I hate this character. I guess with some of the villains, I could say, oh, I hate this character, but I don't like hate. It's kind of like, oh, like you're a baddie, but you kind of like the baddies sometimes if they're, they're interesting. So I haven't found any characters I'm like, ugh, but sure I will. But it's very cool. Jacob continues on his journey with all the kids, obviously, and he continues to grow as a character, I'd say. He just, you know, he's getting a little more braver and stuff. I mean, obviously this is very dangerous territory where they are because they're trying to, first of all, save their precious Miss Peregrine, since she took so much care of all the peculiar kids, so they're trying to save that, and that's like very stressful to them, and then they have to deal with all the hollows and all the I wish I could, the white saying it wrong. Oh, I warned you people though, I'm probably pronouncing things wrong, but they have a lot of stuff to deal with, these kids, and what I love about this story is that, about this book, is that it's like, sometimes it feels like, almost like there's just so much that goes on in this novel. It almost feels like sometimes it's like little short stories within the book, just because there's so many different characters and places they go. It's just so much. It's awesome though. There's so much detail, and it's a fun ride. It really is. Like I said before, if you're into like Harry Potter, fantasy type books, you're gonna like this. Also, if you like superhero things, you're gonna like this too, since all the kids have their own abilities. Like one, Millard has his invisibility. He can't turn it off, but yet he's invisible. And then there's Emma with her flames, and Rowan with her strength. So if you like that type of stuff, you're gonna like this book too. But obviously start with the first book and then come here. So, but I don't want to give too many spoilers away, but there is an aspect of like the romance between Jacob and Emma being a little bit like, ooh, it's gonna happen type thing, because they hit like the point of like a crossroads, like Jacob's like, oh, should I, keep going on with this, or should I return to my other life? So there's that. Oh, also, quick note, this, if you read or watch read the manga or watch the anime of Bleach, I just realized there is definitely a similarity between hollows in both series, because in both series the enemy can be the hollows. Example, in this book, what hollows, in order to make them more advanced and powerful, they have to eat more peculiar children or adults or whatever, more peculiar beings, and then once they get so many, they turn into a more advanced like thing, the advanced one, which is almost exactly like Bleach, because Bleach, there's the enemies of hollows, and then the hollows go to a more advanced stage. There's more stages for Bleach though, but they go like boom, I think there's 1, 2, 3, and then their advanced stage, the more hollows they eat, the more people they eat. It doesn't have to be a specific thing, but the more people they eat, especially I think with probably whatever, but for people who don't watch or read the manga Bleach, you can just whatever skip this part, but they become an espada, which is basically the same thing like the wick in the white in this book. So I noticed the parallels. I'm like, I wonder if Ransom Riggs is a fan of anime or manga, and if he got that idea, because it's very similar in the fact that they're both called hollows. I'm like, parallels. So I think that's about it for now. I really probably can tell, I really did enjoy this book, and when I got to the end of the book, like I was nearing the end, and I was like reading, and I was like, oh God. I was like, no, it's almost over, and that's how you know you're reading a good book, that you're really into, that you're just like, when you get to the end, you're like, oh God, like I want more. So there is going to be another book, obviously, because again, they leave it on a cliffhanger. So there will be another book. I don't know what it's going to be called. I don't know when it will be available. It doesn't say. Hopefully in the close future. We'll see. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to predict that it might be the last novel of the series, but I don't think the author may not know himself, but I'm predicting it'll be the last novel, which is kind of a bummer because I really enjoy this. But I did hear that he did in fact get a movie deal for Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, so that's going to be awesome. I really hope it works out because I've had another book series before where I wanted it to be a movie series and it didn't end up happening, so I'm hoping that this will work out, and I'm eventually going to review that other book series, which is cool as well. But this is it for now. I hope you guys enjoy this book as much as me. I think I might say that I actually do like this book a little bit more than the first one. I like the first one a lot, but I think I like this even more, which is great for obviously a sophomore album, because sometimes sophomore book, because sometimes the second books in different series are not as good. I really like this one. So that's it for now. Have a great day.